Hey, welcome to another video. So we're gonna get a little deep. I wanted to wait another day to kind of when I can really talk about this and not when I'm about to go to work. But I'm gonna just go ahead and just talk about it. And it's just like a lot of the times that we play into the system really well. Society has done its number on us, and the powers that be has really studied us so well to the point that they definitely know us better than we know us. Like they know our every next move because they have planned us and studied us so well. So they know exactly what's going on. So I remember it was this time that I was on social media and somebody was just like talking about basically how we as, black women, how we have always been very sensual and we've always danced and did these things and twerked and all this stuff like this, and basically we was doing it, half naked and all this stuff like this, like playing into this whole thing. I want to say this, especially because when the presidency happened or whatever, when it was like doing their campaigning, and Miss Lady had her to like basically exploit, because it's exploitation. It is, that's what it is. And she was trying to say like she was down for the people, right? She was down for us, especially us as women and us as colored women, right? Us as the people of color. She was standing 10 toes down with that. So she was appealing to, you know, this newer generation. So she had Glorilla, I believe, at one like campaign little thing. She had Megan Thee Stallion, and they're sitting there like rapping these lyrics that you can't really be rapping, and then you sitting there twerking, dancing. I want to say to all my black people, to all of my black people, to all of them, I want y'all to know, because when they were saying that, they're like, she just, showing the truth. And when Sexy Red came out, people love Sexy Red because they're like, she's speaking the facts. Like and all the men loved her because they like, she's ghetto, she hood, she ratchet. Like, this is us. Like, she's speaking for the ghetto ratchet hood. That's what black is. And then like having Glorilla and Meg at these like campaigns and doing all this stuff, and we're out here and we're like, yes, because that's what blackness is. Like, they're showing the true raw uncut. Once again, this is what I was going to say. I want us to remember, to truly remember who we are, because society has fed you that you are ghetto. Society has fed you that you were hood, that you were ratchet, and played off of that and capitalized that and ingrained that into you so much that you think that that's who you are. You're not that. That's not what it means to be black. I want everybody to kind of like get that. Like, I don't understand like why we think that like the true essence of what it truly means to be black is to be ghetto, to be hood, to be ratchet, to be crazy, to be on demon time. That's not what black is. That's not what being a black person is. And you play into the system every time you tell and confirm that this is what they're speaking up for the culture. That's not what the culture is. They told you what your culture is. They told you who to be. And then you go right into that and like say, this is exactly who I am. And then we get upset in certain stances and certain, things when it comes back around to like bite us. And that's the thing where it's like, we have to stop conforming to what they tell us that we are. And these things, like, we have to look deeper than the surface, because at this point they're just like, they have controlled us so much that they don't have to keep controlling us. Like, I want people to know that, like, they don't have, they're sitting back chilling because of the simple fact that like they have controlled us so much that like we play right into everything that they do. Sexy Red, I get it. She is like, she comes from where she comes from, and it doesn't say that like she didn't have to do what she had to do, and that's not who she is. But I want us to know that like being black does not mean that you have to be ghetto, hood, ratchet, crazy, going out here wild. You got to do all of these things, because society is constantly putting that in your head and feeding you this information to keep you still stuck in this physicalness. We come from, and not to be one of those, but we come from literally like kings and queens, people who built pyramids and formed generations of prosperity. That's where we come from. That's what it means to be black. Like, that's what it means to be black. With anything that has been thrown at us, we have always been able to alchemize that and change it for the better. And for me to see like my black people kind of just like feeding into it, I'm just like, enough is enough, right? Like, it's over with. And this is not just to play into just blackness, but then when I just go into me being a woman, we feed into it as well. We feed into it, and men feed into it too. Like, that this is who we are as people. They tell us to, strictly be in our animalistic instinct, and they keep trying to use that as like, we're human. We are spiritual beings, which means that we are spirit first, body second. We are here to ascend the spirit through the physical presence of us, right? And we're not here to sit here and like play into and downsize and continue to stay in these lower chakras of lust, greed, envy, hatred. We're not here to stay in that. And they keep pushing this message to continue to keep us stuck, to continue to keep us limited. And anytime that we may trickle out of that box, they do something to make us, back down to size, and they feed into that will. We feed into that. We feed into this state of like, yeah, we gotta be hood, we gotta be ghetto, we gotta be ratchet. And this is gonna be like a series, not like a series, but like, I want to talk more, because I want to talk about the actual like music industry and things like this, and like how they are controlling us. And it's just crazy for me to see it, because I've always kind of like been a kid as just like, why do I feel this way? Like, paying attention to like how I feel with like music and vibrations and frequencies, and why I like certain things, and why do certain things make me feel this way. You have to think that we have been programmed for so long, through generations and generations and generations, and we are sitting here and now we are in the true like essence of this generation of like, we are down bad. They're like up 150 compared to us, because they are like, oh yeah, they have like, they really think that they're like this. They really think that they have no power, that they have no strength. Like, I see so many people who like, this society is like so filled with lust, and lust is like the easiest, lowest vibration. It keeps you stuck, keeps you limited. You don't want to go ascend, and you keep thinking, especially as men, like, I'm a man. Yes, you are the more physical energy, but you can still alchemize that energy and turn it into something that goes higher than just sex, right? It is something that is spiritual. It's not something that is physical, but you make it physical and you water it down, because of the ascension that it will cause you if you actually truly have something that is spiritual. If you have, Essie, if you make it spiritual, instead of making it whatever it is, this lustful, dense energy, and now everybody's out here just blah 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 blah, and losing themselves, because we're giving ourselves freely to there. And anytime that anything happens as a consciousness, as like a collective consciously, we get watered back down, we get brought back down to size, to keep us stuck here, to keep us limited. And I'm just like, I'm tired of it. So I'm going to keep telling us about the power that we have as people, because we have to go beyond that. We have to have the strength and the willpower to like actually stand up for stuff, like actually be like, okay, well, something don't seem right here. Let me question this, because we're not questioning anything, and we're just accepting everything. And it's just like, when will we wake up? because these veils need to be lifted to see what's really going on and to think better, to think about the foods, to think about the energies. Like everything has energy in it. So just think about that. Pay attention to your body. Pay attention to how you feel when you're listening to certain music. Pay attention to how you feel when you're doing certain things, when you see certain colors. I mean, colors. Like everything is so intentional, and people don't like to, like, when they are still kind of in those lower chakras, when they haven't awakened to ascend to the other bodies that you're supposed to ascend to, people get so like, ugh, when you get all to this, because now it's like that woo woo conspiracy theory, and it's like, it's not a conspiracy theory, it's literally right here in your face. They tell you. And that's the crazy like part about it, is like, I'm more worried because of the fact that like they don't hide it. So that's how like dumb they think that we are, because they don't hide it anymore. It's just like, I don't have to hide it because I know I've programmed y'all so much. Like that's like a doomed society, because y'all not even hiding it. Y'all putting it in my face, and people are not even aware to see it. People are literally walking around here like zombies, like robots, like that they have made. They have literally made robots. We're sitting here worried about like they're putting our brain into an actual thing, like the episode of SpongeBob. Like, no, you are the experiment. You are the robot. They're controlling you all the time, like with everything. So yeah, that is just my little take. But like I said, this is going to be a series of things. So this first thing is, I need us to wake up into saying like, we are not this ghetto hoodlum craziness that we say that blackness is. That is not what blackness is. Blackness is so much deeper than that, so much more than that. So we have to wake up to that and take back ownership, take back power of who we actually are and what we actually can create, especially in this new generation. There's so many creative things, and we are like, falling back into these old like submissive patterns of just like, it is what it is, we have no control, we don't do nothing, we're not fighting for anything, we're just lost cause, and throw money at us and throw women and just have little loosey goosey boo 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 boops, you know. We're out here woo wooing and no connections, no connection to the body, the mind, the spirit, like no connections. Like we're so lost and so disconnected from ourselves. So that is my one thing. I will see y'all in the next video. And once again, like I said, we are going to really be talking about stuff. So tune in for the next one. Alrighty. Bye.